see. In lepo zdrav vsem skupaj. Za vse tiste, ki razmišljate, da bi se mi pridružili na online Mojstru Manifestacije, danes sem poseben gost, kajti danes večer ob 21. uri začnemo. Z mano je Eli. Eli, thank you so much for joining me on this live call. You are going to be a special guest tonight when I am doing my first webinar with my students on the manifestation. The Masters of Manifestation is the course that we do online for the next 18 weeks. Tell us a little bit about yourself. So you've been in the personal development for many, many years.
Yeah.
You were top salesperson of Tony Robbins. And tell us a little bit more. How did you come into this environment, and what brought you?
You know, before I started working for Tony, I was an actor. And, you know, I'll tell a quick story. I worked for Tony for about 3 years, and I manifested that job. It was a dream. You know, I saw Tony speak at this Learning Annex event. It was like Donald Trump, Robert Kiyosaki, Susie Orman, no money down to real estate, all kind of cheesy stuff. And then Tony came out, and he had this energy and this presence. And I remember thinking, like, man, I want to work with this man. And so I manifested that job. But I'll tell you a quick story. After I got the job, after working for Tony for about 3 years, I decided to get back into acting, and I thought, what would be something where I could visually know that I was a successful actor? And so I visualized myself every morning, going through a process we'll talk about later, as seeing myself on a billboard in all over Los Angeles. And I went through this process of manifestation we'll talk about, and within 3 months, there was a billboard of me all over LA, but also in Times Square in New York City. Exactly how I got that job. I wasn't specific enough in my manifestation because I ended up in a dance show, and they did this dance show to promote shopping throughout the United States. This like sexy Santa type of thing. I auditioned against 800 professional actors, dancers, and models. And I didn't have any real experience, hands-on experience like these guys did, but I beat all of them. I asked them, they said there were 3 rounds of voting. It was a televised event where they cast me to be in this role. I got put on the Good Morning America show, which is the most famous show in the States, most watched show, I should say. And I leveraged that into a career where I started to book some things. And even Tony heard about it. And, you know, because I left his company when I came back, he was making fun of it because I was I was like a dancer in a Santa suit, but like a sexy thing with girls all around me, like on a stage, with no experience. But the vision was so real, and what I did to condition that every day, like really driving it home was so important, because anything you want to create, whether it's a good body, great relationship, great income, takes time, energy, and attention, and it's a creation of this future identity, this future behavior or environment that we can then create that's so powerful. And literally, I know it's like some of the things we're going to talk about might sound a little woo-woo, law of attraction is, but literally everything that you can see, this building, your home, your car, the shirt that you're wearing, before any of it actually existed in the physical world, it was a thought, an idea inside of a human being. And then they made it so real, they were so certain, and they decided to make it real. But when they stepped into that opportunity or that circumstance, they weren't shaking and nervous, and it was just so matter of fact. And we talk about this, that there's really, when you're thinking of manifesting something, there's like 3 levels of certainty. One is like uncertainty, where you're nervous and I don't know, and you're kind of on your heels, not really embracing life. And the second level would be like absolute certainty, like pumped up, like I'm going to do this, I'm going to make it happen. But when we think about the creation process, even making love or artistry, like if you want to paint, if there's too much intensity, it's forced, and the universe or the world doesn't respond to that. And so the third level is this level of resolve. Like, of course, like it's a relaxed, energetic connection to our relationship with the unknown for others, but is known to us. And so that we know, and we act as if, we project that certainty, that matter-of-factness, that resolve onto others and their emotions, and they connect with us. And I often talk about it in sales or even in manifestation. I think of it like this. If you have the moon here and the earth here, if the earth gets bigger, the moon gets closer. But if the Earth were to shrink, moon would go further away. It's physics. And so what that means to you is your relationship with the outside world. If your certainty, your emotion, your creativity, your presence, the vividness of the image that's been inside of you projected onto the quantum, if that's small, it's like what you want goes further away. But when two people meet, or when you meet your vision, your ideal partner, client, prospect, whatever, the more your certainty, because of the conditioning of the attention, time, and energy that you've cultivated inside of you with that vision, more certainty, things get closer. It's physics. And so when two people meet, the person that's more certain will influence the other person. And so we want to have this training with you today where you increase your certainty of the unknown. And that's a principle of leadership we talk about. You know, when everybody's freaking out about the economy, about the relationship, somebody will evolve with a presence, a state where they're like, move, resolve, I'll handle it. And that person, people shift towards them and they feel confident and certain in the presence. Maybe the way you felt when you were with your grandfather. It's like, of course, you felt safe. And so we want to provide that for ourselves when we enter into a circumstance or a condition that may be uncertain for most, but people, process, energy is going to see the certainty within you because you've been there mentally and emotionally so many times before that you've got these principles not just in your head, but conditioned down to your toes in the depths of your being where you're embodied. It's not just reading scripts and language patterns and going through a mechanical process. It's being embodied in this process of communication with the quantum or the energy field around us. And people, prospects, relationships, whatever you want, begin to lean into you, just like the moon to the earth. You become more like the sun, the fixed luminous center upon which other destinies revolve because it's life-giving. And when you breathe life continually into your vision and you project it, it's universal. It's the process of creation. And so we're going to touch on a few of these things, a little bit more depth than we already have.
Yes, so yeah. I'm so grateful that you are here in Slovenia, that you're here with us, that tonight you're going to be on our coaching call. So,
yes.
So if you would like to join us, so if you would like to come become part of our community, please register. There is a link in the comments. But still, I want to ask you, what do you think is a challenge that people have today, and maybe the reason why they don't manifest? Do you think it's because they don't have enough strategy to manifest, or is their emotion, it's their belief systems? What would you say? Because today people have a desire to have more money, or they have a desire to have a fulfilling relationships. And when you look about opportunities, they're all around. And if you look about opportunities to find a soulmate, there are so many people who are single and looking for a relationship, but yet people don't manifest this in their lives. What do you think it's the biggest block or limiting belief? What is stopping, preventing people from having what they want? And maybe even if you have some questions that you would like to ask Eli tonight, it's at 9 p.m. We'll have this coaching call when we can actually deal with your specific questions. Mm-hmm. But what would you say? What do we say? It's something that it's limiting people today, that they are not manifesting in reality what they want.
Well, it's hard to say one thing, but when we talked about your program earlier, you said one of the key things that you teach is clarity. Awareness is always the first step, and most people, they're not clear, or they're focused on too many things at once, and so the energy is like kind of dispersed. It's not like a laser beam. And so when we have that energy, time, and attention focused on something consistently with a belief, a sense of absolute certainty this is going to happen, it shifts things. But most people are really kind of all over the place energetically. And I love this phrase. I don't know who said it. It might have been Alan Watts. It said that if you cannot go within, you will go without. And most people are distracted by so many things and the stress that's outside them. They've not taken the time to go within. But as I said earlier, that's where all manifestation, creation, it's like giving birth to something. If you're a lady, you give birth to an idea, but it takes 9 months to birth that freaking baby. It takes a lot of time on the inside for all of that. And if you want to create a great business or a great life, time, energy, and attention to really nurture and care for with the proper nutrients to give birth to something, And, it doesn't have to be, but, giving birth can be somewhat painful. I'm told. I've not actually gone through that experience myself, but the pain of the manifestation process is the commitment, the discipline, the willingness, the, quote unquote sacrifice of time to make this a consistent part of your life, and to, not be overwhelmed and really notice in your body. You do some of the hypnotic processes to get people connected to themselves. So I wish there was just one thing, but it's so much. But the foundation is clarity, and most people are just too distracted.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We have so many questions that we would like to address. And we have Janez, who just joined us from Semnica. It's the actually town where your first lady was born, actually.
Yeah.
So where Melania was born. But I think, so hello, Janez, and hello to everyone joining us. I think that tonight we will address different questions, different issues. Eli it's an incredible expert. I am impressed with his knowledge, and I've learned from so many people all over the world. And I look forward for our first coaching call. So if you would like to join us, maybe I'll say this in Slovenian, and later on we can discuss in English.
Yeah.
And tisti, ki bi se radi še pridružili, vas vabim, da se prijavite, da izpolnite prijavnico. Tam imate link, da dobiste polovično ceno, polovičen popust. In danes večer ob 9 bomo imeli mi prvi klic, ko bom jaz začel. To je prvi uradno srečanje. Jutri prihajajo osebine. Na tem srečanju bo v resnici tudi moj gost Eli, ki bo odgovarjal na vaše vprašanja v zvezi z manifestacijo. Jaz vam povem, da je sam ta coaching klic, če se nam boste pridružili zvečer, vreden 10krat več, kot je investicija v celoten program. Tako da, če imate možnost, da ste z nami na online Mojstru Manifestacije 18 tednov, če še razmišljate, jaz vam samo povem, da današnji večer bo seveda vam odvagal vsako investicijo, in jaz vas vabim, da pridete s konkretnimi vprašanji, kaj bi radi vprašali, kaj bi radi z njim spregovorili, kajti danes bo on vaš coach, vaš mentor. In če to desna roka Tony Robbinsa, njegov najboljši številka 1 prodajalec in oseba, ki je z njim preživela ogromno časa, napolnila njemu dvorane, vas bo seveda lahko naučil o manifestaciji, ne samo denarja, karijere, odnosov, karkoli si želite, temveč tudi kakšno praktično strategijo, ki jo boste lahko pri njemu izvedeli. Tako da jaz vas vabim, da se mi pridružite, da ste z mano, da se vidimo ob 21. uri. Če imate kakšno vprašanje za Ilaja, se vidimo potem zvečer. Konkretna vprašanja bomo odgovarjali. Vse, kar rabite, je, da kliknete na prijavnico, tam imate link, upišite tisto kodo za popust in dobiste polovično ceno, in da boste z mano in z ostalimi udeleženci online Mojstra Manifestacije naslednjih 18 tednov in seveda izkoristite to priložnost, ki vam jo dajem seveda na voljo. Tako da vidimo se danes ob 21. uri. Prijavite se, pridružite se in bodite z mano. Eli, thank you so much. Maybe to wrap up this call, just one advice to our audience. What would you say to them? Or if you would say one sentence or one story or something to end up this call, what would be like a message or something for people who have dreams, and they would like to manifest these dreams, or they would like to materialize those dreams in their lives? What would you say?
It's kind of a spin-off of something I was just talking to your staff about. So I teach sales and I teach communication. I'm here to learn from you some of the more advanced NLP hypnosis frameworks, and I'm forever a student. And what I was saying to your staff and what I say to a lot of my students is the quality of your life, meaning your income, your happiness, your family, your health, everything. The quality of your life comes down to the quality of your communication. Quality of communication. So there's a few different types of communication. Communication with others, communication with yourself, but also communication with the energy field around you, which is 99.999% of everything is empty space, this energy field. And Einstein said, much smarter the guy than me, everything's energy. If everything's energy, if we can learn how to communicate with this energy and the energy inside of people, the energy inside of ourselves, to communicate and shift and really understand and influence this energy around us and others to help get what we want and what others want, it's pretty powerful. And so again, the principle is the quality of your life, it's the quality of your communication. And so tonight we're going to just take our communication skills with ourselves, others, and the energy field to the next level.
Great. Thank you so much. I think it's a great thing that communication is not only with other people, also with ourselves, maybe with the universe. And it's probably one of the bases for manifestation. So, Eli, thank you so much. Hvala lepa vsem, tako da vsi tisti, ki ste spoznali Ilija in bi radi ga videli zvečer v živo in da bi delal z vami, ker zvečer ob 9 imamo coaching klic na online Mojstru Manifestacije, se pridružite. Še enkrat vam obljubljam, da samo ta bonus, da boste imeli njega na voljo, je 10-krat več vreden, kot je v resnici celoten program, 18 tednov in vse ostalo, kar dobite, je samo še darilo dodatno. Tako, če razmišljate, da bi bili z nami danes o 25 uri, boste lahko v živo z njim mu postavili različne vprašanja. Jaz vam povem, ta človek ima toliko znanja, da je sicer on je prišel, da se uči od mene in jaz dejansko te vsebine NLP-ja in hipnoze predavam, ima toliko znanja, ker je bil z ljudmi, kot so Tony Robbins, Jay Abraham in tako naprej. Vsemi temi ljudmi se je družil cel čas in jaz sem prepričan, da vas bo fasciniral, zato izkoristite to priložnost, ta dar, ta bonus, da boste z njim danes večer preko online klica se družili, povezovali in čim prej pokličite mojo ekipo, sodelavke, Mojco, Tjašo, da boste seveda del te naše družine, mastermind družine z online Mojstrom Manifestacije, kjer končamo v oktobru. Tako da hvala lepa, ko me čakam, da se vidimo, spodaj imate link, kliknite, izpolnite, poravnate 200 evrov akontacije oziroma se zmenite za plačilo in pridružite se na tem coaching klicu. Se vidimo ob 21. uri zvečer. Hvala lepa, zdaj bom pa res vas pozdravil. Bye bye.